Welcome to the Clockwork Lantern Tavern, where the lanterns glow softly, the gears turn gently, and even the quietest mysteries are given time to breathe. Tonight's story begins. The Clockwork Lantern Tavern was built on three dependable things: warm light, strong tea, and dragons who did not sneeze. Unfortunately, one of those things failed on a Thursday. It began with a flicker in the hearth. Nothing dramatic. Just a small puff of smoke curling upward as the fire shifted its logs. The green dragon companion sniffed once, then twice. Then, Glint looked up immediately. Shh. The wizard gnome froze mid-sentence. Shrat-choo! The sneeze rattled the spoons. A burst of harmless but enthusiastic flame shot upward, singeing nothing except the dignity of nearby candlelight. The tavern fell silent. The dragon blinked. "I am fine," he declared. A thin ribbon of smoke drifted lazily from his nostrils. The goblin leaned across the counter. "You are smoking." "I am not." "You are gently on fire." Another sniff. The dragon's eyes widened in alarm. Glint moved quickly. He slid off his stool and placed a steady claw on the dragon's shoulder. "Breathe," he said calmly. "Hurrah-choo!" This time the sneeze knocked over 3 empty cups and startled a lantern into swinging indignantly. The wizard gnome clutched his hat. "He's reacting to the hearth smoke." "That's impossible," the dragon protested weakly. "I am a dragon." Another sniff, another tremor. The goblin ducked behind the counter. Glint's teal eyes narrowed thoughtfully. The smoke above the hearth did seem thicker tonight. The logs were new. Dark, resin-rich wood recently delivered from the outer steam woods. "Did you change the firewood?" Glint asked. Tamsin nodded. "New supplier." The dragon inhaled again. Disaster approached. Glint grabbed a nearby teacup and gently pressed it into the dragon's claws. "Slow breath through the steam," he instructed. The dragon tried. Huh. He buried his snout in the steam rising from the cup. "Mint?" he muttered. "Mint," Glint confirmed. The sneeze softened. A tiny puff escaped instead of a flame burst. The tavern collectively relaxed. The wizard gnome hurried to inspect the hearth. "This wood burns hotter and smokier," he announced. "Too resin-heavy." The dragon blinked miserably. Dragons are not allergic to smoke. The goblin peeked up. "You appear statistically incorrect." The dragon's wings drooped. Another small sneeze escaped, less explosive but undeniably real. Glint watched carefully. It wasn't weakness. It wasn't failure. It was simple irritation. "You're not allergic to smoke," Glint said gently. "You're reacting to this kind of smoke." The dragon sniffed cautiously again, this time farther from the hearth. No sneeze. The wizard gnome began rearranging logs with dramatic determination. "We require cleaner burning wood," he declared. The goblin began fanning the hearth with a menu. "Less drama smoke, more cozy smoke." Within minutes, the fire shifted. The heavy resin logs were removed and replaced with lighter, seasoned oak. The smoke thinned. The dragon inhaled carefully. Nothing happened. He inhaled again. Still nothing. The tavern exhaled. The dragon straightened slowly, testing his dignity. "I was never in danger," he announced. The goblin stared at the singed edge of the menu. "You nearly redecorated." The dragon's ears flattened slightly. "I should not sneeze," he muttered. Glint stepped closer. "Even dragons breathe," he said softly. "And breathing means reacting." The dragon considered this. "I did not enjoy it," he admitted. "You weren't meant to," Glint replied. The wizard gnome returned from the hearth, dusting ash from his sleeves. "The problem was not you," he said firmly. "It was improper fuel calibration." The dragon looked up. Truly? Truly, said the gnome. The goblin nodded solemnly. Your explosions were entirely situational. The dragon's wings lifted just a little. The fire now burned steady and clean. Lanterns glowed warmly again. The tavern resumed its gentle hum. The dragon took one cautious breath, then another. No sneeze. He grinned. See? He said proudly. Completely in control. A faint wisp of leftover smoke drifted his way. The tavern held its breath. Huh. He froze. Glint calmly raised the mint tea again. The dragon inhaled. The sneeze dissolved into a soft puff. Contained. He finished confidently. The goblin applauded. The wizard gnome bowed. The tavern laughed gently, and the Clockwork Lantern Tavern returned to its steady rhythm. Warm light, strong tea, and dragons who sometimes sneezed, but always recovered. And so the lanterns dimmed, the tea cooled, and the city settled into its patient rhythm once more. If you'd like to return to Gearwing City, there will always be a chair waiting for you. Lanterns lit, story shared.